This transformed my financial life. I learned how to make money online without showing my face, working just 2 hours a day from home, and now I have a consistent income. The link is in the first pinned comment.
What is up, Flame Crew? Mr. Flame here. And today we're turning the dial up to 11 on the hype machine, because we are diving deep into the animated universes that are about to get a serious upgrade. Forget what you thought you knew about your favorite childhood classics, because the industry giants are lining up to deliver the reboots, remakes, and sequels we've been craving, and a few that only existed in our wildest, most optimistic fanfiction dreams. Until now, maybe. We're talking massive, genre-defining franchises that are guaranteed to dominate the box office, and more importantly, your social media feeds for years to come. Get ready to have your inner child absolutely lose its mind, because the future of animation is looking insanely bright and brimming with pure, unadulterated nostalgia fuel. We have to start off our deep dive into the animated future with the one that literally melted the internet a few years back, and its return in 2026 has been a topic of fervent discussion in every corner of the pop culture landscape. This is the big one, the sequel to a movie that redefined what an animated movie could achieve, blending complex emotional architecture with a visual spectacle that was nothing short of breathtaking. Frozen 4. Yes, you heard that right. The rumors have been swirling. And while some industry insiders claim the third movie will close the door on Arendelle, the commercial reality, and the sheer narrative potential makes a fourth chapter feel inevitable. Almost a certainty in the eyes of the most dedicated fans who see endless potential for Elsa's powers and Anna's queenship. The persistent whispers suggest a story that will take the beloved characters far beyond the known world, maybe exploring the origins of the elemental spirits, or even introducing an entirely new magical society that challenges Elsa's established understanding of her own unique gifts, a concept that immediately raises the stakes to an epic degree. The expectation among the community is nothing less than a revolutionary leap in animation technology and musical composition. Fans aren't just hoping for another hit song. They demand an anthem that can eclipse Let It Go and Into the Unknown, a task that is admittedly Herculean, but is the kind of pressure that blockbuster animation thrives under. The creative team has remained notoriously tight-lipped, which only fuels the most elaborate and complex fan theories, from an exploration of time travel within Arendelle's history to the introduction of a villain with anti-magic abilities who could truly push the sisters to their absolute limits, forcing them to rely on their bond more than ever before. We are all holding our breath, and if the early leaks of conceptual art that have popped up on various forums are even remotely legitimate, we are in for a visually stunning, emotionally rich, and utterly unforgettable cinematic event that will once again cement this franchise as the absolute pinnacle of animated storytelling for a new generation. Moving forward to 2027, the next title is a project that has been the subject of feverish speculation for years, a film that promises to either be a triumphant return to form or a monumental misstep, simply because the original is considered by many to be a flawless piece of cinematic art. The Lion King Legacy. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this is not about the hyper-realistic, photo-CGI style of the previous film. The buzz suggests a full, glorious return to hand-drawn, traditional 2D animation, but with a modern, breathtaking aesthetic that leverages every technological advancement since the original film graced the screen, merging classic artistry with contemporary fluidity. The narrative focus, according to the most persistent rumors floating around major production studios, is not on Simba's direct offspring, but rather a deeper, almost mythological exploration of the great kings of the past, perhaps even a prequel that delves into the shadowy origins of Scar's envy and Mufasa's noble lineage, offering a complex and tragic backstory that only enriches the central themes of power, responsibility, and the circle of life. Fan expectations are through the roof for the music, of course. while no one can truly replace the original composers. The hope is for a blend of African rhythms and modern orchestration that honors the original score while forging its own identity, perhaps even introducing new, globally inspired artists to contribute to the soundtrack, giving it a fresh, invigorating energy. There have been persistent leaks suggesting the return of certain beloved side characters in new mentor-like roles, giving the film a deep connection to the past while steering the story toward a fresh future. The sheer weight of anticipation for this project is immense, an absolute pressure cooker of nostalgia and hope. And if the creative team can truly deliver on the promise of that stunning hand-drawn return, this film won't just be a success, it will be a cultural reset for the entire medium. In a different corner of the animation world, but with an equally dedicated and vociferous fanbase, the year 2028 is rumored to bring the long-awaited and absolutely explosive conclusion to an unexpected cinematic trilogy that started off as a delightful surprise and grew into a powerhouse franchise, Wreck-It Ralph 3. The rumors suggest that after exploring the world of arcade machines and the wild landscape of the internet, the third film will take Ralph and Vanellope to the next logical and utterly chaotic frontier, the world of console and PC gaming, a place teeming with open-world environments, hyper-realistic graphics, and an entirely new set of rules that could fundamentally challenge their very existence as classic characters. The core fan theory circulating among gaming communities is that the plot will involve a massive cross-platform virus or a digital entropy, event that threatens to permanently delete all forms of gaming history, forcing Ralph and Vanellope to assemble a dream team of iconic characters from different console generations to save the digital multiverse. The potential for cameos is frankly mind-boggling, and the online chatter is already trying to predict which non-Disney-owned characters the creative team managed to secure the rights for. Imagine the crossover possibilities. The expectation is a complex meta-narrative that continues to explore themes of identity, purpose, and the nature of reality within a digital context. But this time with the emotional stakes raised higher than ever, perhaps even leading to a scenario where one of the main characters has to sacrifice their code for the greater good. The leaks have been scarce, but the little we have heard hints at a visually dazzling film that uses every aesthetic and graphic style imaginable, moving seamlessly from 8-bit charm to Ultra HD realism in a way that is both clever and visually arresting. If this film delivers on its promise to be the ultimate video game cinematic event, it will undoubtedly be one of the most talked about movies of the decade, a true celebration of gaming culture, and a fitting, heartfelt farewell to two of the most endearing characters in modern animation. As we move into 2029, a project that has been the quiet, persistent whisper in the background of every major studio meeting finally seems to be gaining serious momentum. A project so ambitious and so steeped in mythology that it has the potential to redefine what a fantasy animated epic can be. Atlantis, The Lost Empire Reborn. This isn't just a sequel. The talk is of a full-scale, ground-up reboot that honors the spirit and unique visual style of the original, highly underrated classic, while injecting it with a modern, darker, and more action-packed sensibility, moving away from the adventure comedy tone of the first film and embracing the epic scale of its incredible world. The core of the internet's excitement revolves around the potential for a deeper, more profound exploration of Atlantean culture, a chance to see the full, glorious scope of their technology and the powerful mystery of the crystal, perhaps even revealing that there are multiple lost Atlantean colonies scattered across the globe, each with a different adaptation of the core culture and technology, setting up a truly massive, interconnected universe. Rumors from within the visual development teams suggest that the aesthetic will be a stunning blend of Art Deco and ancient Mesoamerican design, amplified by futuristic, crystal-powered technology, making the entire world a breathtaking visual feast that is unlike anything we've seen before on the big screen. Fan theories are already suggesting a more nuanced and dangerous villain, perhaps a powerful Atlantean faction that survived the initial disaster and has been secretly manipulating world events for centuries, or maybe even an interdimensional threat that the crystal was designed to protect the Earth from. The pressure is on the new creative team to maintain the incredible legacy of the original's unique art direction and its compelling, diverse cast of characters. And if they can successfully bridge the gap between high-stakes adventure and profound mythological world-building, this reboot won't just revitalize a forgotten classic. It will establish a brand new epic fantasy franchise that will captivate audiences for decades to come. In 2030, the world of animation is set to be shaken by the arrival of a sequel that fans have been demanding since the credits rolled on the first cinematic masterpiece, a film that explored the deepest, most confusing, and most colorful parts of the human experience. Inside Out 2. The original film left us with a tantalizing glimpse into the vast, complicated console of a teenager's mind, and now, the consensus from the deepest corners of the fan community is that the sequel will tackle the absolute maelstrom of the high school years, introducing an entirely new set of complex emotions that will rock headquarters to its core. Rumors are rampant that we will see the introduction of concepts like anxiety, apathy, embarrassment, and maybe even existential dread, personified as powerful, chaotic new characters who don't play by the established rules of headquarters, leading to an emotional civil war within the protagonist's mind that makes the events of the first film seem like a simple disagreement. The hype is focused not just on the new characters, but on the narrative complexity of depicting the emotional life of a character navigating their first major relationship, or the pressure of college applications, or even a profound crisis of self-identity. The creative team is under massive pressure to maintain the perfect balance of humor, heart, and genuine psychological insight that defined the original, and the anticipation for the film's unique visual language and its ability to personify abstract concepts is sky-high. Fan theories suggest a scenario where headquarters is entirely abandoned due to the chaos of the teenage mind, forcing joy and sadness to venture out into the vast, unexplored regions of the subconscious, meeting long-forgotten childhood memories and confronting the protagonist's most deeply buried fears. The possibility of another profound, tear-jerking moment is what truly drives the speculation. And if this sequel can manage to capture the universal experience of adolescence with the same brilliance as the first film captured childhood, it will be an absolute, undeniable emotional triumph and another box office juggernaut. Jumping to 2031, we have a project that lives entirely in the realm of fan-driven desire and persistent, undeniable internet demand. A potential film so perfect in its concept that it simply must happen. How to Train Your Dragon. The Shadowlands. While the third film offered a beautiful, definitive conclusion, the sheer depth of the world created by the franchise and the enduring love for its characters has fueled countless online petitions and constant rumors of a continuation that respects the ending while exploring the mythology's massive untapped potential. The persistent rumors among the fan communities suggest a narrative set a generation or two after the last film, focusing on the descendants of Hiccup and Astrid, or maybe even a new Viking society, who have grown up only hearing stories of dragons as a beautiful, powerful myth, leading to a new hero's quest to prove their existence and re-establish the ancient bond. The most exciting aspect, and the one that is the focus of most speculation, is the potential to explore the mythical Shadowlands, a place only hinted at in the original series, perhaps a deep, dark realm where the most powerful, dangerous, and majestic dragons reside, or maybe even a dimension where the boundaries between the world of the living and the spirit world are blurred. The visual potential for this is staggering, and fans are demanding a return to the stunningly kinetic, soaring aerial sequences that define the first three films, but with a new level of visual detail and a completely fresh array of dragon species that have evolved in the isolation of this mysterious land. The expectation is a story that balances the grand, epic scale of high fantasy with the intimate, emotional core of the relationship between human and dragon. A story about discovering the truth behind the legends and understanding that some bonds can transcend time and distance. If this project were to be officially announced, the internet would collectively lose its mind, and it would immediately become one of the most anticipated animated films of the next decade, a testament to the enduring power of a story well told and a world truly imagined. Finally, looking ahead to 2032, we have the ultimate animated comeback, a film that feels both inevitable and absolutely necessary for the new cinematic landscape. Shrek 5. Yes, the Green Ogre is set to return, and the rumors suggest this is not a gentle continuation, but a full-scale reboot/reimagining that aims to recapture the irreverent, genre-deconstructing humor and brilliant satire of the original, but with a modern, self-aware twist that takes aim at the current wave of live-action fairy tale remakes and interconnected cinematic universes. The online chatter is all about the narrative hook, with the strongest theory suggesting that the plot will involve Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey being literally transported out of their animated fairy tale world and into the confusing, overly marketed world of a modern Hollywood studio, where they are forced to participate in their own cynical, focus-grouped reboot, allowing the film to relentlessly mock the very concept of its existence. The hype is enormous for the return of the original voice cast, whose chemistry is the undisputed heart of the entire franchise, and fans are desperately hoping for the return of the complex, surprisingly emotional core that underpinned the original film's humor. The expectation is for a visually stunning film that contrasts the lush, traditional animation style of Far, Far Away with a jarringly realistic, high-definition depiction of the real world, creating a hilarious and visually distinct juxtaposition. Rumors also suggest the introduction of a new, completely deadpan antagonist who represents the commercialization of art, a suit-wearing executive whose only goal is to drain all the magic and genuine emotion from the fairy tale world. If the creative team can manage to deliver a film that is as funny, sharp, and unexpectedly heartfelt as the original, Shrek 5 won't just be a nostalgia trip. It will be a triumphant, necessary commentary on the state of Hollywood and a massive, guaranteed box office smash that reestablishes the ogre's reign on the throne of animated comedy. Well, Flame Crew, that is the current forecast for the animated future, and let me tell you, the hype is reaching critical mass. From the frigid, magical north of Arendelle to the gritty, digital depths of console gaming and the satirical chaos of Far, Far Away, these are the films that are going to absolutely dominate the conversation for the next decade. Each one of these projects, real or the subject of persistent, feverish fan dreams, holds the potential to be a cultural phenomenon, a movie that not only breaks the internet, but redefines what we expect from the animated world. The anticipation for these movies isn't just about nostalgia. It's about the desire to see brilliant, beloved stories continue to evolve and surprise us in new, exciting ways. Now, I want to hear from you, the Flame Crew. Which of these rumored or confirmed animated masterpieces are you absolutely dying to see on the big screen? Is it the return to hand-drawn animation for The Lion King, Legacy, the emotional turmoil of Inside Out 2, or the meta-madness of Shrek 5? Let me know in the comments below which poster you're most excited for me to fake for the channel. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of the curve on all the biggest cinematic leaks, rumors, and unbelievable fan theories that are setting the pop culture world on fire, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a spark of the hottest movie news from the Nerd Flame.
I didn't know this was even possible. I learned how to make money online. The link is right below in the first pinned comment.